Hello and welcome to Pack Publishing. My name is Atindra Chaturvedi. In this section, we will look at deploying and consolidating a vSphere 6.5 data center. In this section, we will look at installing a Windows-based vCenter server version 6.5. We will then look at managing image profiles in a vSphere 6.5 deployment, followed by the auto deploy operation to load the ESXi image into a vSphere host. Again, we'll be using vSphere 6.5 as our basis. In this video, we will look at installing a Windows-based vCenter server version 6.5. We will install the Windows-based vCenter server version 6.5, which is the latest version of vCenter server, on a bare metal Windows Server 2012 R2 system that I have in place. So we're back in the lab again. I'm logged into a Windows 2012 R2 server running on bare metal at the address 192.168.0.67, and I have a remote desktop connection to it from my laptop. On my laptop, my H drive is a CD-ROM DVD, and it has the image for the vCenter server for Windows version 6.5 loaded onto it. So we're going to go through the process of installing version 6.5 of the vCenter server. So what we have to do is to click the auto run, and of course it's running from a remote machine, and it brings up the splash screen for the VMware vCenter installer. As you can see, you can install the vCenter server for Windows. You can also install the vSphere Update Manager server and the download service, which we are going to do in a different section. So we're looking to install vCenter server for Windows version 6.5. I will click on install, and I say we can run this, and it's going through the process. It says a restart from a previous installation or update is pending. It is recommended that you restart the system before you run the VMware's vSphere installer, and I think that is fine. I will restart the system. Now this is a good thing to have, because it makes sure that any previous partially completed installations are completely cleared out before a new version of VMware vCenter is actually installed. It just keeps things much more clean. So I'm back at the vCenter Server 6.5 installer. I click next. I accept the terms. I click next again. Now this is where it becomes interesting, because this is very similar to, if not exactly the same as, the version 6.0 of VMware vCenter server. Now remember, we're installing vCenter server 6.5. So 6.5 requires a platform services controller. Okay, so it has the shared services such as vCenter single sign-on and licensing and certificate management and so on. Now, as we have seen in a previous section, it is exactly the same situation. So what I'm going to do is to install a vCenter server 6.5 as an embedded deployment. So I click on next. We're going to install vCenter server 6.5 embedded with an embedded platform services controller. I'm going to provide a static IP address here just for this exercise. Obviously, in the real world environment, one would do it differently and have DNS set up with the fully qualified domain name for this vCenter server. So 192.168.0. and the IP address would be 67. I click on next. This is acceptable, but a FQDN is recommended. We know that. One or more IP addresses assigned by DHCP. Use of static IP addresses is recommended. Again, in a real situation, that's what one would do. My 67 address has been assigned by DHCP, but that's fine for this exercise here. The vCenter single sign-on domain name, the default, of course, is vSphere.local. I'm going to change that to, I've used packedpub.local elsewhere, so we'll make it pactpub branch dot local, and the sign-on password would be, and the site name would be branch. And of course, the single sign-on configuration cannot be changed after deployment, and I click next. And I am going to use the Windows local system account embedded database, which is VMware's Postgres. I will keep all these ports as a default, and I click next. And we are going to install the vCenter server with an embedded platform services controller. It's going to take 6 gig or so, and this is going to take 8 gig, and I think we will be fine. So we click next. Let's not worry about the customer experience program for our exercise here. And we're ready to install. So our system name is basically 192.168.67, which is where the server will reside. It's a embedded services controller. Pactpub branch.local is the sign-on domain. So when I sign in, it'll be as administrator at pactpub branch.local with a capital B. And I click on install. And it is going to go through the process of installing VMware vCenter Server 6.5. And it is in the process of starting the VMware vSphere web client, and the vCenter server itself is starting up now. So we have proceeded a bit further, and it's now starting the VMware vSAN health service. Getting closer to the end, it's starting the VMware performance charts. And in about 35 minutes is about the time it took here. The vCenter Server 6.5 installation is now complete. The setup is complete, and the post-installation steps are as follows. So right now it is installed in evaluation mode, and I have to log in to administrator at pactpub branch.local, and we can launch the vSphere web client. We continue. Security alert, and I have to fix the security options, which I will do. I will pause the recording here. I will add this website to my trusted website. And here we are logged in into 192.168.0.67. This is our vCenter version 6.5 on Windows. I'm using the web client, and there's nothing much to see here at this point in time. We have to start the process of obviously creating data centers and so on. So it's a very straightforward thing. This was the SSO name that we specified, pactpub branch.local, and that's what I am logged into. I will be using this installation of the Windows version of vCenter that I have installed here later on because I need to install the update manager and the update manager data service, which I will use in some other sections and in some other videos. In the next video, we will look at managing image profiles in a vSphere 6.5 deployment. I look forward to seeing you there.